everybody on YouTube that's making content, that's got small channels, and this is a very, very important message. And it's one that I learned pretty quickly on. When you're making content, remember that you're making it for yourself. Whilst you want people to view your videos and things like that, just be happy making the content and enjoy it. Do not, whatever you do, respond to the hate. And there is hate. And I see it as a business, and I see it as a YouTube content creator or whatever. There are people out there that for some reason will spend their time watching your videos just to hate on you. So when you do a live chat or something and you've got people commenting utter nonsense there to just be disruptive, make sure that you've got people that are friends that are on YouTube and other content creators, and make them mods in your live chat. So for example, when I'm doing my live chat and I have people that I trust and that I would class as friends or fellow YouTube content creators, in my live chat, when they're commenting, you can click on their name and make them a moderator. And if we all do this together, so for example, I'm pretty sure I've got Limitations, and I've got Modfix and Robster Vtec and people like that, and Ben and Chris from Cowboy and Car Diary. So when I see them in the chat, I click on them and I make them moderators for the chat, and YouTube saves that. So that means that whenever you're having a live chat, sometimes you're talking, aren't you? So you can't instantly see all the comments and you can't respond to the comments instantly. But the people who are watching you, they can see the comments. And if they see some idiot in the comments, making fun, calling other people names, slating people's cars, those moderators have the ability to click delete, ban, those sorts of things in your live chat. And that's great, because we're all supposed to be in this together. We're all making content together. We're a community. It's a YouTube community as much as it is a car enthusiast community. So make sure that when you're doing live chats, even if you just want to do this to set up so that in the future you can do live chats, make a live chat. You don't have to speak about anything. Just be there. Allow your friends and other YouTube creators to jump in, say hello, and then make them moderators. I'm happy to be a moderator for anybody, and I will certainly look after people's YouTube channels and get rid of trolls. And that's what it is, they're just trolls, they've got nothing better to do. And when you're making videos, and as we all do, because it's, you know, it's part of the nature of wanting to be successful on YouTube, we always check back on the videos and see how many views we've got, how many thumbs up we've got. The views, the thumbs ups, even the thumbs down, it all means that somebody's watched, somebody's been not affected, but someone's been influenced by your video, influenced enough to go, I've enjoyed this, or I've not enjoyed this, and you can learn from that. But if you see hate, if you see people commenting negative stuff, just delete it, delete and ban them, block them, and never think about it again. Don't absorb that hate. Don't absorb that negative energy. Don't take it on board. Literally just go, that guy watched my video, so that's an extra view that I got, but he's a moron, so we're going to remove him. And don't, whatever you do, let it get you down. Because we're not expert TV people, are we? We're just normal people chatting away, doing what we want to do to our cars. And if there's any negativity, you don't need it. There's plenty of negativity in the real world. You don't need it on there as well. And keep positive and keep doing what you enjoy doing, and don't let the haters get you down. A friend of mine, Jamie FYD, great YouTube channel, love all of his content. But if you go on his videos, you'll see this, because he's so popular, it attracts so many morons as well. And people seem to think that they need to comment about negative stuff, like, oh, you've said that word wrong, or that piece of information you just given is wrong. Now, sometimes you can find constructive criticism, and constructive criticism should be taken on board. So if somebody says to me, hey Danny, that's a great video, but I'd have liked to have seen this, this and this, that's brilliant. Respond to that. Respond to it and say, hey, that's a great suggestion and I'm going to take that on board. Thanks for the info. Or if someone says, your FN2, Danny, looks like crap and you need a great big Mugen wing on it. Alright, you know, you're out there, you're putting your information out there to the public. As soon as you've put it live or put it public, you're always going to get people who think they know better. And sometimes you can absorb that a little bit and just say, hey, you know, each to their own. Everybody's got their own opinion on cars. You're welcome to your opinion. But if they're nasty, if they're condescending, if they're putting you down, just smile. That person spent his time doing that, and who knows why. It says more about them than it does about you and the content that you're creating. So make sure you don't take it on board. Just delete and ban them and block them and wield that Thor's ban hammer. And that's the same on everything. That's the same in Facebook, Instagram, any of it. It's a social media rule. You're doing it because you enjoy it. If you took on board all of the hate, you'd never do anything in life. If you wanted to start, I don't know, skateboarding, and you're as fat as I am and as you've got the same level of foot to brain coordination as me, you wouldn't let people say you're too fat to go on a skateboard, or you're too old to be breaking your ankles. You just get on with it and enjoy it, and it doesn't matter what anybody else says. And like I say, that's a rule you got to take right across the board. In business, as you can probably imagine, I've always said to Rich, you can't make everybody happy all the time. You just can't. You can't do it. So what someone thinks is acceptable and what other people think is acceptable are two different things. So for example, sometimes when a car gets dropped off at Dynodaze and I walk round it with what we call a job card, and I make a note of every dent, dink, scrape and scratch on that person's car, or I open the bonnet and I see a load of Michelor clamps and I'm writing it down. Some people don't like it. But for me, it's a big part of what we do. We want to make sure that this is all tickety-boo and that there's no comebacks or anything like that. We need to, it's about customer expectation. If a customer wants to run 2 bar of boost through some hardware that's not beaded, you know, if they've got Alliard pipes and they're not beaded, they're going to blow off. So you make a note of it before, and you tell them way before you even start. And some people like it, some people think it's thorough, some people think it's criticism and they don't like it. But you can't let everything get to you. You just have to keep going and keep doing what you're doing and stay positive. And like I've always said, I'm not some like expert YouTuber or expert social media operator. I'm just a bloke in a car that enjoys it, and as long as you're enjoying it, please don't let anybody put you down. Just get rid of it. If you see a comment you don't like, even if it just gets your arsey because it's Monday morning at 9 AM and it's the first comment you've read and you didn't like it, don't respond, just delete it. That's my opinion, that's my advice. Don't react to it. If it's constructive criticism, maybe take 10 minutes, have a cup of tea, have your breakfast, then look at it again and see if there's something that you could improve on. But just do not respond to the trolls and the hate. You've seen it in all the owners clubs, you've seen it in some of the very, very, very bad Honda clubs, where everybody says you've got to do this and you can't do that. You do whatever you want to do because it puts a smile on your face and you don't listen to anybody else. You don't need that negativity. if you're lucky enough to be involved in a great owners club where everyone is trying to help each other out, you'll know when you try and help someone, you'll know that sometimes they can get the arse and they can respond badly. Don't let that be you. Don't be the person who's letting negativity get you down. Some of the owners clubs I'm involved with now, like a couple of the modified pages, like modified EP3, modified FN2, modified FK2, modified FK8. These pages are set up by myself and a total gentleman called CJ, and we designed them with a different ethos for car clubs, and that's so that everybody can be together, learn together, help each other, and avoid negativity. We've got the advantage there of banning people that we don't think help. I seen a friend of mine called Roger have a disagreement with somebody on a club that I can sort of control the other day, and Roger was very, very polite, and he was very matter of fact, and he was, we don't need your negativity here, so why do you bother? Because Roger wasn't going to let he wasn't going to let this guy affect him, but I could see that this guy was gunning for him, that he wanted to upset him. Delete and ban, and that guy's gone, and we'll never hear from him again, and that serves him right, because he could have been part of a community, he could have been part of a family, but he decided that he was going to be, well, a bit of a moron. And those morons are everywhere. Those morons are on YouTube, they're on Facebook, they're on Instagram. I didn't even know whether they're on TikTok, but I'm sure they are. They're everywhere, and you've just got to ignore them. And I want to see people confident with what they're doing and learning and progressing and moving forward. You look at YouTube channels like Limitations or Expression Culture, one that I've only recently just found. You go back to the beginning, and you can see these guys overcoming their fear of the camera. They just decided they wanted to do a YouTube channel, and they got stuck in, and they weren't amazing to start with. They weren't amazing, and they learn and they overcome their fear of the camera. They started to get more flowing, and they started to get more confident, and they started to get their camera angles right and their bits of music right, and like I've been trying to help people with tags on YouTube and getting the meta information and their content titles right, and they learn and they grow. These guys are not going to let anybody hold them back. They're not going to let anyone stop them, and that should be something that we all aspire to. We can't accept hate. There's no need for it. There's enough conflict and hate in the world right now, where everyone is so polarised on their opinions and their life views, world politics. We don't need any of that. None of it. We're just into cars, and it doesn't matter whether you're a Catholic, a Christian, a Muslim, a Jewish. Does it make any difference if your car's got 225 brake horsepower and you've done your absolute best to get that power up, and you're looking to modify it further and you want a set of alloys? Does it matter? Does it matter if you're gay or transgender, or you want to wear a pair of high heels? Well, saying that, wearing high heels whilst driving this FN2 would probably be dangerous. But none of that matters. Doesn't matter what colour you are, what religion you are, doesn't matter where you live. You could be in Mother Russia, for all I care. If you're interested in Hondas, you could be part of a community that is the word transcends. I don't know. It's got trans in it. But you could be something. You could be part of something that's smaller yet bigger than everything. And it's the haters that are never going to feel that love and support. And one day these haters will sit down and they'll be like, oh, I want to do something, and they'll go to do it, and they'll feel the love because all they did was hate before. they'll make some content, people will be proud of them, they'll feel the love, and they'll regret every time they ever slated somebody on the internet. Well, that's certainly what I hope. That's sort of a Jedi thing that I've got going on in my head, and I hope you agree. At the end of the day, it's about the cars. At the end of the day, it's about the people. And there's a Renault 5 GT Turbo. A Renault 5 GT Turbo. That, his name's Ron. And he's had that car as a daily for such a long time. See, look at that. I've just seen a Renault 5 GT Turbo. It's French, it's old. I've owned quite a few of them. I've instantly put a smile on my face. And that example right there, where I drove past a Renault 5 GT Turbo and it brightened my day up, that is what it's all about. So peace out. Take my advice. Ignore the hate, ignore the hatred, ignore the trolls, delete and ban them. Make sure you make all your friends moderators so they can look after your channel. And if you need me, you know where I am. Peace out, brothers.
Before, and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast.